When Jacob heard the words of Laban's sons, saying, Jacob hath taken away all that was our father's, and of that which was our father's hath he gotten all this glory. And Jacob beheld the countenance of Laban, and behold, it was not toward him as before. And the Lord said unto Jacob, return unto the land of thy fathers, and to thy kindred, and I will be with thee. And Jacob sent and called Rachel and Leah to the field unto his flock. And he said unto them, I see your father's countenance, that it is not toward me as before. But the God of my father hath been with me. Ye know that with all my power I have served your father, and your father hath deceived me, and changed my wages 10 times. But God suffered him not to hurt me. Thus God hath taken away the cattle of your father, and given them to me. And Rachel and Leah answered, whatsoever God hath said unto thee, do. Then Jacob rose up and set his sons and his wives upon camels, and he carried away all his cattle and all his goods to go unto Isaac his father. And Rachel had taken the images that were her father's, and Jacob stole away unaware to Laban, in that he told him not, that he fled. So he fled with all that he had, and passed over the river, and set his face toward Gilead. And it was told Laban on the 3rd day that Jacob was fled, and he pursued after him. But God came to Laban in a dream by night, and said unto him, take heed that thou speak not to Jacob either good or bad. Then Laban overtook Jacob and said, what hast thou done, that thou hast stolen away unaware to me? And Jacob answered, because I was afraid. Then they searched for the images, but found them not, and Laban could not prove his accusation. Then Jacob was wroth and pleaded with Laban, these 20 years have I been with thee. Thy ewes and thy she-goats have not cast their young, and I have borne the loss by day. The drought consumed me, and the frost by night, and my sleep departed from mine eyes. Except the God of Abraham and the fear of Isaac had been with me, surely thou hast sent me away empty. God hath seen mine affliction and the labor of my hands, and rebuked yesternight. Then Laban answered, and they made a covenant. They gathered stones and made a heap, and they called it a witness between them. The Lord watched between me and thee. When we are absent one from another. And Jacob offered sacrifice upon the mount, and called his brethren to eat bread. And early in the morning Laban rose up, kissed his sons and his daughters, and blessed them. Then Laban departed and returned unto his place. The Lord was with his servant through every weary year. Through labor, loss, and hardship, his presence remained near. The Lord was with his servant and guided every way. The God of Abraham and Isaac was faithful day by day. When enemies surround us and fear is close at hand, the Lord remains our refuge and leads us by his hand. Jacob went on his way, and the angels of God met him. And when Jacob saw them, he said, "This is God's host." And he called the name of that place Mahanaim. And Jacob sent messengers before him to Esau his brother, unto the land of Seir, the country of Edom. And he commanded them, "Thus shall ye speak unto my lord Esau, thy servant Jacob saith, I have sojourned with Laban, and stayed there until now. I have oxen and asses, flocks and servants, and I have sent to tell my Lord, that I may find grace in thy sight." And the messengers returned, saying, "We came to thy brother Esau, and he cometh to meet thee, and 400 men with him." Then Jacob was greatly afraid and distressed, and he divided the people that were with him, the flocks and herds and camels, into 2 bands. And Jacob said, "O God of my father Abraham, and God of my father Isaac, the Lord which saidst unto me, Return unto thy country and to thy kindred, and I will deal well with thee. I am not worthy of the least of all the mercies, and of all the truth which thou hast showed unto thy servant. Deliver me, I pray thee, from the hand of my brother, from the hand of Esau. For I fear him, lest he come and smite me and the mother with the children. And thou saidst, I will surely do thee good, and make thy seed as the sand of the sea. And he lodged there that night, and took of that which came to his hand, a present for Esau, goats and sheep, camels in kind, and asses in great number sent before him. And Jacob was left alone, and there wrestled a man with him until the breaking of the day. And when he saw that he prevailed not against him, he touched the hollow of Jacob's thigh. And the hollow of Jacob's thigh was out of joint as he wrestled with him. And he said, let me go, for the day breaketh. And Jacob said, I will not let thee go, except thou bless me. And he said unto him, what is thy name? And he said, Jacob. And he said, thy name shall be called no more Jacob, but Israel. For as a prince hast thou power with God and with men, and hast prevailed. And Jacob asked, tell me, I pray thee, thy name. And he blessed him there. And Jacob called the name of the place Peniel, for I have seen God face to face, and my life is preserved. And as he passed over Penuel, the sun rose upon him, and he halted upon his thigh. I will not let thee go, except thou bless my soul. Through fear and through the darkness, the Lord remains in control. I will not let thee go until the morning light. The God who changed old Jacob still gives his people might. The sun rose upon Israel, a new name, a new day. The Lord who keeps his promises still leads us on the way. And Jacob lifted up his eyes and looked, and behold, Esau came, and with him 400 men. And he divided the children unto Leah and unto Rachel, and unto the 2 handmaids. And he passed over before them, and bowed himself to the ground 7 times, until he came near to his brother. And Esau ran to meet him, and embraced him, and fell on his neck, and kissed him, and they wept. And he lifted up his eyes, and saw the women and the children, and said, who are these with thee? And Jacob said, the children which God hath graciously given thy servant. Then the handmaids came near, they and their children, and they bowed themselves. And Leah also with her children came near and bowed themselves. And afterward Joseph and Rachel came near, and they bowed themselves. And Esau said, "What meanest thou by all this drove which I met?" And Jacob said, "To find grace in the sight of my Lord." And Esau said, "I have enough, my brother. Keep that thou hast unto thyself." And Jacob said, "Nay, I pray thee, if now I have found grace in thy sight, then receive my present at my hand." And he urged him, and he took it. And Esau said, "Let us take our journey and go together." And Jacob said unto him, "My Lord knoweth the children are tender, and the flocks and herds giving suck are with me. If men should overdrive them, one day all the flock will die. Let my Lord pass over before his servant, and I will lead on softly." So Esau returned that day to Seir, and Jacob journeyed to Succoth. And Jacob came to Shechem and pitched his tent, and he bought a parcel of land where he had spread his tent from the children of Hamor. And he erected there an altar and called it El Elohi Israel. The Lord who changed the wrestler's name now brings the brothers peace. What once was fear and struggle now finds its sweet release. The Lord who goes before us can turn the night to day, and even broken stories he gently makes a way. So walk in grace and mercy and trust his perfect plan, for reconciliation comes by God's redeeming hand.
Dinah, the daughter of Leah, whom she bare unto Jacob, went out to see the daughters of the land. And Shechem, the son of Hamor, a prince of that country, saw her and took her and defiled her. And his soul clave unto Dinah, and he loved the damsel, and he spake kindly unto her. And Shechem spake unto his father, saying, Get me this damsel to wife. And Jacob heard that he had defiled Dinah, his daughter. But Jacob held his peace until his sons were come. And Hamor communed with Jacob, and with with his sons, saying, "Let us make marriages together. Dwell with us in the land, and trade therein, and get ye possessions." And the sons of Jacob answered with deceit, because Shechem had wrought folly in Israel. And they said, "We cannot give our sister to one that is uncircumcised. But if ye will be as we are, every male among you be circumcised, then will we dwell with you." And Hamor and Shechem agreed unto their words, and all the men of the city were circumcised. And it came to pass on the third day, when they were sore, that Simeon and Levi, Dinah's brethren, took each man his sword. And they came upon the city boldly, and slew all the males. And they took Dinah out of Shechem's house, and went out. And Jacob's sons came upon the slain, and spoiled the city, because their sister had been defiled. And Jacob said to Simeon and Levi, "Ye have troubled me to make me stink among the inhabitants of the land." But they said, "Should he deal with our sister as with a harlot?" And Jacob was grieved and afraid of the people round about him. Then God said unto Jacob, "Arise, go up to Bethel, and dwell there." And Jacob said unto his household, "Put away the strange gods that are among you, and be clean." And they journeyed, and the terror of God was upon the cities, and they did not pursue the sons of Jacob. The Lord still calls his people to walk in truth and light, but human rage brings shadows where there should be light. The Lord still calls his people to cleanse their hearts within, for vengeance is his judgment, not hands of human sin. And in the midst of brokenness, his voice still calls us near. Arise and go to Bethel, and leave behind your fear. God said unto Jacob, "Arise, go up to Bethel, and dwell there, and make there an altar unto God, that appeared unto thee when thou fleddest from the face of Esau." Then Jacob said unto his household, "Put away the strange gods that are among you, and be clean, and change your garments, and let us arise, and go up to Bethel, and I will make there an altar unto God, who answered me in the day of my distress, and was with me in the way. And they gave unto Jacob all the strange gods which were in their hand, and their earrings. And Jacob hid them under the oak which was by Shechem. And they journeyed, and the terror of God was upon the cities, and they did not pursue the sons of Jacob. And Jacob came to Bethel and built there an altar, and called the place El Bethel, because there God appeared unto him. And God appeared unto Jacob again, and blessed him, and said unto him, Thy name is Jacob, thy name shall not be called Jacob anymore, but Israel shall be thy name. And God said unto him, I am God Almighty. Be fruitful and multiply. A nation and a company of nations shall be of thee, and kings shall come out of thy loins. And the land which I gave Abraham and Isaac, to thee I will give it, and to thy seed after thee. And Jacob set up a pillar in the place where God talked with him, and he poured a drink offering, and they journeyed from Bethel. And there was but a little way to come to Ephrath, and Rachel travailed. And it came to pass, as she was in hard labor, that she died. But she called his name Ben-Ani, but his father called him Benjamin. And Rachel died, and was buried in the way to Ephrath, which is Bethlehem. And Jacob set a pillar upon her grave. And Israel journeyed on, and came unto Isaac his father. And Isaac died, and was gathered unto his people. And Esau and Jacob buried their father together. And the Lord remained faithful through sorrow and through pain. His covenant was steady, his promise still remained. And though the road had sorrow and tears along the way, the God who walked with Jacob was present every day. From Bethel to the valley, through death and through new birth, the Lord still guides his people across this troubled earth.